We wrapped up Colossians this week, and one of the things we saw was the importance of the relationships Paul had. It's important to have close, reliable friends in life who we can count on to encourage us and give us wise counsel when we need it. It reminds me of the story of David and Jonathan in the Bible. Before David was established as king, King Saul was the ruler of the land and had become jealous enough of David that he was constantly looking for opportunities to kill him. Saul's son Jonathan, however, had a righteous heart and knew that God was preparing David to be the next king. It's an amazing attitude because, in the eyes of everyone in the country, Jonathan would be the more logical person to eventually replace his father as king someday. Jonathan doesn't care about that, though. He sees God's purpose and commits himself to be David's friend during the difficult times. Eventually, David has to go into hiding to escape Saul, and he was starting to get discouraged. David is doing his best to do good and help people, but here he has to constantly be on the run from the king he used to serve loyally. In this difficult time, Jonathan comes to him. 1 Samuel 23, verses 15 through 18. While David was at Horesh in the desert of Ziph, he learned that Saul had come out to take his life. And Saul's son Jonathan went to David at Horesh and helped him find strength in God. "Don't be afraid," he said. "My father Saul will not lay a hand on you. You will be king over Israel, and I will be second to you. Even my father Saul knows this." The two of them made a covenant before the Lord. Then Jonathan went home, but David remained at Horesh. Jonathan comes at great personal risk. If King Saul had heard that his son was visiting David to encourage him, he would have flipped out and might have tried to kill Jonathan. That did actually happen earlier. But David and Jonathan had made a promise to each other that they would remain friends no matter what happened. In life, we need friends like that. We need people to encourage us when we're down, to remind us of the goodness of God, to help us when the situation is too difficult for us. I can tell you, over the last year, while I've had this cancer, a lot of friends have stepped up to help me during this time, bringing me food, sending me encouraging messages, helping me with simple things. It was the same when I had cancer in high school, with my friends coming over to visit me and help me stay caught up in school. We need friends like that in our lives, and we need to be that kind of friend to others. And a friend doesn't just tell us the things we want to hear, but they also tell us the things we need to hear. There's a proverb, Proverbs 27:6. "Wounds from a friend can be trusted, but an enemy multiplies kisses." It means that while we do encourage and strengthen each other, we also correct each other when needed. This is an important thing to remember because our society today teaches that things like affirmation or tolerance need to be the dominant dynamic in relationship. And kindness and compassion are important, but true friends also know when they need to give you hard truths and tell you when you're wrong. So value those friendships and the people who are there for you with what you need. And when we go through hard times, we'll be there for each other to help each other through it.